So, welcome everyone. I think we start. We start a bit 5 minutes later, but people are still arriving, but we start slowly. So, I'm really glad you are all here and found time to participate on this event. My name is Lilit Axner. I'm the director of the EuroCC National Competence Center in Sweden. Most of you have already worked with us, so you know us. Here with me are my colleagues, Jeanette Nilsson, who is the AI ecosystem driver for Sweden from RISE. We have Apostolos Vasiliadis, who is our dissemination coordinator. We have Tor Wickfeldt, who is our training coordinator, and Xiang Li, who is one of our experts working with the climate modeling. I will present a bit about the Competence Center. So the National Competence Center, EuroCC National Competence Center, is established based on a project called EuroCC. And it was established on 1st of September 2020, so we are 2 years old, a bit more. And we are hosted by two entities in Sweden, the Research Institute Sweden and the Linköping University, half-half. Previously, the center was hosted by Uppsala University in Sweden, but then we changed since this year, since September this year. And as you know, our portal, we work a lot with companies, academia, and the public administration. And we are a non-profit center, and we are financed by EuroHPC Joint Undertaking. And we have EuroHPC Joint Undertaking Director with us today. And we are also financed nationally, 50%, by Research Council, with Vetenskapsrådet in Swedish, and by Vinnova. And we have also representatives from VR and Vinnova here with us. So Anders will tell you more about EuroHPC, but just to give some understanding is that EuroHPC Joint Undertaking is a joint undertaking consisted of representatives from all European countries and is developing a pan-European supercomputing infrastructure, but is also supporting research and innovation activities. And just exactly in this second point, the national competence centers come. So there are 33 national competence centers, and we're one of them. But how about the infrastructure? So at the moment, EuroHPC Joint Undertaking financed 7 systems, and again, I'm not going to go into details, but there are 7 huge supercomputers available at different countries in Europe for you to use. And many of you doing it now already, and we will hear many presentations from you, showing what exactly did you run on Vega, Carolina, Lumi, and so on. So you will have some kind of idea, those who have not used yet, what can be done with the systems. And the largest system is Lumi, which is situated in Finland, and we have also representatives from Finland here. And Lumi, 50% financed by EuroHPC Joint Undertaking, and the other 50% is financed by member countries, and there are 10 member countries financing the half of the Lumi, and one of them is Sweden. So Sweden owes 4% of Lumi, and this 4% is available through current SNIC to Swedish National Infrastructure for Computing only to academia. So you, companies, industries, and public administration can access the other 50%. And similar rules are for the other machines. But again, Anders will tell you more about that. Now back to competence centers. As I said, there are 33 competence centers spread across Europe. And just imagine 33 centers full of experts within HPC and all possible domains. It's a huge know-how network. And we are here to use this network to bring all the know-how you need to you. We collaborate with all the national competence centers, and there are even more in Europe, centers of excellence and all possible entities that we collaborate with, and we can fill in the gaps that are missing in Sweden by asking them to help us. So we increase national strengths in HPC, AI, and high-performance data analytics, HPDA. We are at the moment 6 people at the National Competence Center. When we started, we were 12. Unfortunately, 6 of them left. So, as you know, me and I introduced my colleagues, Tur and Xiang and Apostolos and Janet. There is also one colleague from RISE, Erik Yllepe. He will join us. I don't see him in the audience at the moment, but he will join us as well, and he is the expert in AI and machine learning. So we work with you industry, with the public administration also here present, but we also work with academia. Today we don't have so much academia here. And during the past 2 years, we have organized 45 training events in all possible directions, whether it is AI, machine learning, or yeah, you name it. We also worked on 12 different software, primarily to make them capable of using these HPC systems. Some of this software were from industry, some from academia, and we had like 2 software for AI and machine learning. So we made sure that these people can access the HPC and can use it. And then we helped 40 organizations to get access to the EuroHPC systems. Of these 40, 20 were industry and the public sector representatives, and the other 20 from academia, and all Swedish, because we are a Swedish center, we help Swedish companies, infrastructures, and academia. So here you can see the training we have developed ourselves. So the material is developed in coordination by Tur. And this is a very unique way we develop the material. We use a special type of GitHub repositories to create a kind of books about the training that you yourself, either you can participate at the training or you can watch the YouTube film of the training that we record during our events, or you can yourself just follow the material and learn. And as you know, well, the Lumi system is a bit different than the other systems. It's the AMD architecture based, and that means there is a lot to learn how to use that system. And we also organize training in that direction. So we cover both the usage of the HPC, but also the methods, software, and other things. We also organize hackathons and bootcamps with the ISVs, so NVIDIA, Intel, and soon AMD. And all this training is free of charge, just register and participate. Then what we try to do is to monitor and find out the best training existing in the world, in principle, and try to gather them, cluster them into different sections, categories. If it is GPU programming, if it is some kind of software to be used, and so on. And so on our portal, you can find a collection of different training given all over the world. Here are the scientific software we worked in. So we have you with us, and you will present more, and I will not go into details of them. And finally, the access to the HPC systems. So to access the HPC systems for doing the open research is through application forms. And these application forms sometimes can be tricky to fill in. And we know how to do it, and we have already 23 success examples. So we help you to fill in this. We go step by step, every field, everything if needed, or we review before you submit it. So we help you to access it. And there are 4 different types of access. One can access, for example, for 3 months, just to have the feeling how it goes, if it's useful to use or not. Then we have another one called development access, which is about either 6 months or 12 months access if you want to develop your code. And then we have the regular access, which is a bit more elaborate. It's for 12 years, but then you get enormous amount of GPU and CPU time. We're talking about 2 million CPU time and about 400,000 GPU time. And if you feel like, no, that's still not enough, and I want a very enormous amount of resources, then you can apply for the newly opened extreme access. But there we're talking about like 90 million core hours, or I don't know, so 55 million GPU hours. But of course, this costs money. And to make sure that this amount of time is not spilled, there should be a proper application procedure, and that's what exists. So if you apply for the, I think I have a pointer. If you apply for these 2 calls, the evaluation takes about 1 or 2 weeks, and then you get access to it, and you do your benchmarks and developments. If you apply for this one, there is a peer review involved. Then you need to submit a proper application that is going to be peer reviewed. And actually, we have one SME who has been successful in regular access, and I hope they will tell about it more. And then again, if you want to do it yourself, we have developed a movie. It's 5 minutes, and it shows you step by step every field how to fill in these applications and apply for these systems. And here is the success stories. So many of you are here to present, and you will hear case by case about this. And we are very proud, actually, that in 2 years we have managed to have this kind of success. And that also shows that this kind of systems are needed in Sweden. We need to help our SMEs to get it. Here is the usual logo side, basically saying the same thing. And what we are also very proud that we have got the National Archives of Sweden to run the machine learning methods in Slovenia, in Riga, or we got the National Library doing the same thing, also in Slovenia in that case. So it's impressive. We never thought we will manage, but we did. Thank you. And of course, we do a lot of PR. We produce newsletters. Many of you are registered, and you are welcome to register to our newsletters. We promise not to spam. They are coming every 3 months. And sometimes we send actually announcements when there are calls opened and hurry on and apply and so on. Then we have Twitter and LinkedIn that you are welcome to follow as well. And of course, our portal. So just scan and register, or just go to our portal. It's easy, ENCCS.se. And I think with that, I would like to thank you all and pass the floor to my colleague, Jeanette Nilsson, who will then lead the sessions until lunch.